Narendra Modi has said that all the sectors in India are certainly looking up. That is, it is in a positive sign. It is in a positive sign, increasing, or it is moving forward. And this statement was made when he was addressing the global money managers. This is a keyword. The Prime Minister of India has addressed, or he has invited, by addressing, he has invited the global money managers of 20 best countries, the 20 countries. They are gone ahead with making sure that he says that to the money managers, he is creating confidence to the global money managers that they can go ahead with looking at India and invest in India with a concept called as returns with reliability. This is a keyword in regards to the economy point of view. Economy, UPSC prelims or mains perspective, while you are using the keywords in your short notes for the mains examination, is very important. That is, Prime Minister is creating a confidence to the global money managers that they can invest in India, wherein they can invest in India with a concept called as returns with reliability. And he says that India's resilience in regards to handling the COVID-19 pandemic situation very effectively, it clearly sends a message or a signal to the world countries or the global money managers and the FDIs, that is foreign direct investors, and the FIIs, the inherent strength of the country and the inherent strength of India's economy, that it is stable and all the sectors in India are in a progressive manner. That is very clear, which the Prime Minister is sending a message to the global money managers that once you invest in India, you will have returns with reliability, and Indian economy is stable and all the sectors in India are certainly surging and they are moving in a positive sign. And Mr. Modi, that is Prime Minister of India, has also said that the country is finalizing the concepts of master plan, that is the master plan which you need to focus, this is a keyword, that is pioneering in the multimodal connectivity infrastructure master plan. This is very important. So it is the multimodal connectivity infrastructure master plan. So this, the government of India is focusing on it, and it is very clear that it wanted to make sure that it will go ahead with making sure that India is definitely going ahead with the master plan under the national infrastructure pipeline. And this is another keyword for the conceptual understanding. You need to understand the multimodal connectivity infrastructure master plan. Please do understand the master plan which the government of India is focusing to pioneer what? The multimodal connectivity infrastructure master plan, and that will be taken up under a infrastructure pipeline that is called as National Infrastructure Pipeline, which will be investing 1.5 trillion US dollars. So this master plan is very important in regards to the economy, how we are going ahead with connecting infrastructure through a national infrastructure pipeline. And definitely India is going ahead with building millions of affordable houses. Again, this is very important keyword for the various schemes which India is going ahead with, affordable houses for all in India, and especially that is the government is focusing on the new middle class, and the Prime Minister of India has made it very clear that the investments will not be made only in big cities, but investments should also come to the smaller cities and towns such as Gujarat, that is GIFT City in Gujarat, that is Gujarat International Finance Tech City, which is now being developed from a small city to bigger cities. So certainly there is a multimodal connectivity infrastructure master plan which will be, or which is certainly under the national infrastructure pipeline, which is investing 1.5 trillion US dollars. And before I get into the next topic, I would say very good morning to D. Suvarna, Malvika Sajivan, Shalini, Yadgiri, Sri Kumar, Arvindi, SFI. All of you, a warm welcome to AKSIS Academy to Daily News Analysis. And Mr. Modi is making it very clear, or is sending a message, a confidence to the global money managers that all the sectors in India are surging or looking up, and wherein India is now in a place that whether the money managers or the foreign investors, if they invest in India, they will get returns with reliability. And now India is with a concept of demand with democracy. There is a stability with sustainability and growth with green approach. And all these four keywords, please do make a note in your notebook or a paper if you are carrying. That is, India is in a place now, returns with reliability is the first keyword, demand with democracy, stability with sustainability, and the growth with green approach. And please make sure that these keywords are being mentioned in your short notes, wherein India is inviting a question which comes, what that is in regards to the foreign investors investing in India, foreign investing in India, and how India is creating a confidence, wherein directly Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi is getting into the mode of sending a message and creating confidence to the global managers and to the foreign investors that they come and invest in India. And India has definitely gone ahead with a brave fight to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic situation, and this very clearly reflects this sense of responsibility, spirit of compassion, and national unity, and the spark of innovation. So these are all again four keywords which you need to make sure that it will be part of your short notes, wherein it will make your answer an impressive one. That is, India, as it was together felt a sense of responsibility, together a spirit of compassion, national unity, and a spark of innovation, has made India to fight bravely against pandemic. And India is now building, which is now a new India is building, and which is free from old practices. Or there can be a question directly wherein this will be a mains question, which will be this statement. The statement is, a new India is building which is free from old practices, comment. A question for the mains 2020. The question is itself this: a new India is building, comma, which is free of old practices, comment. So how do you comment this? Definitely when you know that how the government of India or the Prime Minister himself is pitching in and raising a voice and sending a message to the global money managers and the foreign investors to come and invest in India when they are trying to move out of China and then look at an other alternative to invest, that is India. That India is, while the foreign investors invest, they will get returns with reliability, demand with democracy, stability with sustainability, growth with green approach, and India has a sense of responsibility, spirit of compassion, national unity, and the spark of innovation. And definitely Mr. Modi is also making it very clear by pitching in that India is in a quest to become Atmanirbhar. India is in a quest, that means it is striving to become Atmanirbhar, that is self-reliance mission. This is again very important keyword for the mains examination. Self-reliance mission, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this concept of self-reliance mission is not just a vision, but it is a very well planned economic strategy. Now you can also have one more question for the mains examination, wherein it can be directly a statement, that is Atmanirbhar is from here. Atmanirbhar is not a vision but a well planned economic strategy. Discuss. Please do understand, in this one statement we did try to evaluate a question and then bring up a question for the mains 2020 for the mains 2020 exam. One is a new India is building which is free of old practices comment, and the next one is that is India's quest to become. This is the first one, this is the second question, which it can be probability. India's quest to become Atmanirbhar is not just a vision but a well planned economic strategy. Discuss. This is a question for the mains 2020, which you need to focus in this way. Your analysis has to be in this way, how there could be a possibility of a question being framed in the mains examination. So we are focused today in regards to the mains 2020, focusing on two questions in regards to the economy. And Modi, that is Prime Minister of India, has emphasized that the government of India has looked at two reforms, that is administrative reforms and legislative reforms, and these are the administrative reforms and the legislative reforms which are definitely laying a foundation and improving a platform for the foreign investors to invest in India, which the changes or the reforms would be in agriculture sector, labor sector, or education, manufacturing, and also there would be a rationalization of the public sector. So all these changes or the reforms are crucial for your short notes in the mains examination. And definitely, last but not the least, Prime Minister has emphasized that India's growth is or has been a potential one, and definitely India's growth will have a cascading effect on the global economy. Cascading Indian growth or Indian economy will have a cascading effect on the global economy. That is, he has made it very clear that India's growth has a potential to catalyze global economic resurgence. As the potential to catalyze global economic resurgence. Any achievement by India will have a multiplier effect on world's development and welfare. So this also, now you can split it into two, that is one for the mains and this for the main second one. That is, India's growth has a potential to catalyze global economic resurgence. Critically analyze. This is again, we can take it for the mains 2020. That is, India's growth has a potential to catalyze global economic resurgence. Critically analyze. And then another question can be, the achievements by India will have a multiplier. That is, achievement is economic achievements, economic growth by India will have a multiplier effect on the world's development and welfare. This again you can write it as explain. The question can be like explain. Achievements, global or economic achievements by India will have a multiplier effect on the world's development and welfare. So definitely we have here almost 6 probable questions we have looked at. This is 4, that is 3, and then this is the 4th one. So definitely now you have a better understanding in regards to how you can look at while analyzing the daily newspaper and then focus on the keywords and then frame a question for the mains examination. And then before I get into the next slide, I would say a very good morning to Pantangi, Ram Kumar and Srinivasu also. Warm welcome to you all to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. Now we'll get into the another news, which our Defence Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh has made a statement that he has made a statement in regards to the peace, wherein India is definitely a peace-loving country, and India will certainly make sure that it will also want peace to be propagated to its neighboring countries. Thereby, it wanted to have peace in India and also to the neighboring countries of India and also to the extended neighboring countries of India. And India wants, or India is also striving for the world peace. But when India is a peace-loving country, it is also determined to protect the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of the country, that is India, in the midst of a unilateralism and aggression process which is being taken up by few countries. So India has sent a very strong message, that is the Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh has sent a very strong message to specifically to China and Pakistan that India, even though India is a peace loving country, it is determined to protect the sovereignty and integrity of India, and it will definitely not be succumb to any kind of unilateralism and any kind of aggression by either by China or by Pakistan. And definitely India has overcome and it has faced various challenges with its neighboring countries in regards to the border affairs, and India believes that all these differences what or the challenges which has it faced and experienced, these differences should not become disputes. This is very important keyword. India is definitely looking at, or India believes that the differences between India and its neighboring countries in regards to the border issues should not become disputes. Differences should not become disputes. That is what Mr. Rajnath Singh is making it very clear. And then Mr. Rajnath Singh is saying that any differences between between India and the neighboring countries should not become disputes, and they will definitely go ahead with a peaceful resolution. That the peaceful resolution will definitely happen so that the differences would be resolved through a dialogue. And this is a keyword. This is a keyword in regards to the foreign policy of India, that India would wish to resolve any kind of differences between India and its neighboring countries, especially focusing on the face-off or the standoff between India and China along the LAC in the eastern Ladakh. India wants to resolve through dialogue, and peace could only be ensured through the ability to deter war. Deter means like we are not avert. Deter is avert, or to make sure that we are not ready, or we do not want a war, but definitely we wanted to resolve the issue by the dialogue. We wanted to resolve any kind of differences through dialogue, and India is a peace loving country, but definitely India would protect the sovereignty and integrity of India, or territorial integrity of India, and it will not be succumb to any kind of unilateralism and aggression tactics or strategies being implemented by China especially. And definitely Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is saying that we will go ahead with resolving the issue with the dialogue, and that is the ability to deter war, and this will definitely be through a process, that is through judicious combination of capability development and a long-term policy of indigenization. That means indigenization is definitely that India is trying to develop indigenously, and then also go ahead with the capability development, and then it would make sure that it will resolve any kind of differences between India and its neighboring countries. And he made it very clear that when he was talking at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations at the National Defence College, he has said that India has fostered very good or close relationship and partnership with like-minded countries, that is keeping in mind the future interest of the countries within the region and beyond also. That means definitely India wants to maintain a close relationship and partnership with the like-minded countries like Australia, Japan and US. So India has come up with this strategic partnership with US, and India also has a traditional and a deep-rooted relationship with Russia, and definitely it also has come up with a special partnership with France and Israel. Along with that, India has a very good common concerns and shared values with Australia also. So definitely India is also now building, or it is giving a boost to the strong comprehensive strategic partnership between India and Australia. So certainly India is making it very clear that India is wanting to foster a close relationship and partnership with the like-minded countries of India. For example, like US, Russia, France, Israel and Australia, and India's interest is to secure trade routes, shipping lines of communication, and fishing rights and communication networks with the like-minded countries, so that it will have, or it will require, the ability to contribute to the global effort. Why so? Because we can maintain an open and free oceans. This is the keyword. To maintain open and free oceans is the one which India is focusing in regards to securing trade routes, shipping lines of communication, fishing rights, and communication networks. So we have looked at the Prime Minister's address and the Defence Minister's speech at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the National Defence College, and the Prime Minister's address to the global money managers. So these two are very crucial information for the prelims as well as mains, because Prime Minister's address and the address of Defence Ministers. This is how you need to analyze what is being said by the Prime Minister and Defence Minister, or else Finance Minister, or else Home Ministers. You need to take into consideration and fix it. Where does it fit in the UPSC syllabus? It could be pertaining to prelims or mains perspective. And there is another news which talks about all insults is not an offence under SC/ST Atrocities Act, and the Supreme Court has come up with a judgment that all insults or intimidation, that is threatening to a person who belongs to Dalit or a tribal community, will not be an offence under SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. So this is a kind of a historical judgment, we can say that the Supreme Court made it very clear, just by insulting or threatening a person belonging to a Dalit or a tribal community, that is under the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, will not label the one who has insulted or intimidated under SC/ST Atrocities Act. And this offence, the Supreme Court says that, which is made under the statute only, which is made under the statute only. That means only in that case, when if there is an insult or intimidation, threatening, is on account of the victim, on the person who belongs to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, only then it will be considered. Only if it is a statute, only then it will be considered as an offense. Only then it will be considered as an offense. And this was, the Supreme Court has made this judgment, which was a 3-judge bench led by Justice L. Nageshwar Rao. And the court, that is the 3-judge bench, has made it very clear that the insult should be specifically intended to humiliate the victim for his caste. Only by just insulting and intimidating a person is not to be considered as an offense under the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. What the court says is the insult should be, in fact, the insult, if the individual, that is SC or ST person, is insulted, that insult should be specifically intended to humiliate the victim, that is for his caste. If the person is, or X person is humiliating the A and B under the SC, who is SC or ST for his caste, only when he is humiliated under his caste, that is for the caste, humiliated the victim for his caste, only then it will be considered as an insult, specifically intended to humiliate the victim for his caste. So this is again very important in regards to the polity for the SC/ST welfares, wherein the acts have come into existence, that is Prevention of Atrocities Act, SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. But the Supreme Court has come up saying that this has to be, that insult, if it is specifically, if the insult is to humiliate the person for his caste, not for the action. And the court was hearing. So definitely, why the court has come up with this judgment? Because the court was hearing an appeal which was filed by a man, that is Hitesh Verma. that he was booked under SC/ST Atrocities Act for allegedly abusing a Dalit woman in her house. And look at it, the court is saying very clearly. Now this is something which many of them might feel it is a little surprise and a new one. The court found that in the case of the Hitesh Verma, in regards to a case which was filed in regards to abusing a Dalit woman, the court found that allegation against Mr. Verma do not fulfill what? The basic ingredients of the act. So what is the basic ingredient or under the SC/ST Act? That such humiliation should have happened in the public view. So an SC or ST, as per the court now judgment, which it says that humiliation as per the basic ingredient, this is very important keyword which the court has observed in its judgment against Hitesh, in regards to the petition filed by a mine, that is Hitesh Verma, who has been booked under the SC/ST Atrocities Act. It says that the basic ingredient does not fulfill. What is the basic ingredient of SC/ST Atrocity Act? That means an insult or humiliation should have happened in the public view. In the public view. Only then it is. And since the incident has occurred in the four walls in the case of this Hitesh Verma case, and there was absence of members, that is public, absence of public in this case, so allegations against Mr. Verma under SC/ST Atrocities Act do not stand, and thereby he can be tried under criminal law. He can be tried under ordinary criminal law, but not under SC/ST Prevention Atrocities Act. This is a very crucial judgment for in regards to the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act, and this will be a crucial information for the short notes to be made for the mains examination. Sri Kumar says, sir, explain which section of IPC under SC/ST. So this is in regards to the articles, Indian Constitution. This is in regards to the Indian Constitution. This is in regards to the Indian Constitution. That is why I am saying I was talking about this comes under polity. So you need to focus in regards to the SC/STs, and then also you have in the Lakshmikant book pertaining to SC/ST all the chairmans, or else how the SC/ST chairman, national chairman is constitution under what or which article, and the acts which are being provided to safeguard the interest of the SC/ST atrocities. So it is in regards to the Indian Constitution, articles under Indian Constitution. Sri Kumar, I think you understood it. So just focus on SC/ST in regards to the polity from the Lakshmikant book. You can have a better explanation also there. But do focus, again link it with the Supreme Court judgment on November 5th, 2020. This is very crucial information. And China bars travelers from India and UK. So definitely China has now effectively barred, that is stopped the travelers from not only from India but India, UK, the UK, Belgium and Philippines. Why? They have banned it temporarily by suspending the valid visas temporarily, and then making sure that they wanted to tighten the international travel restrictions. Why they wanted to travel the international restrictions for especially India, UK, Belgium and Philippines by suspending temporarily the valid visa is because there is rising number of imported COVID-19 cases, because there are rising numbers of imported COVID-19 cases into China from various other countries. So that is what China looks at, is India, UK, Belgium and Philippines. And definitely Indian embassy, which is in Beijing, has made it very clear that the Vande Bharat mission, which is in the mode of bringing back the Indians from China, expatriate from China to India, that is Delhi-Wuhan Delhi flight, which is set for November 6. is now rescheduled because of the barring of travelers by China, which it has taken a decision to restrict the rising number of imported COVID-19 cases. So what we need to focus again is, for better understanding, is link the Vande Bharat mission. Link the Vande Bharat mission with the China barring the travelers to enter into China. Here Vande Bharat mission is to repatriate or get back the Indians from China who are stranded in China also, or who would wish to come back to India. And on November 3rd, the health authorities in Hubei province have said that 23 passengers who have been from Delhi, they have gone to Wuhan or to China, that is on Air India flight, have been tested positive. So thereby they would wish to restrict the imported COVID-19 cases into China, which are from various countries, that is it could be India or UK, Belgium and Philippines. And the health authorities has also come up with a notice which it very clearly talks about the emergency and the humanitarian needs, which there are, if there are cases in regards to the emergency and humanitarian needs wherein an individual from India or UK or Belgium or Philippines would wish to visit China, so they can visit by submitting an application, and then visa will be issued after November 3rd, which wherein the emergency and humanitarian needs will not be affected. So the notice is very clear that they wanted to restrict the imported COVID-19 cases into China from various other countries, but at the same time, if there are any emergency and humanitarian needs, so they can submit an application and then they can issue a visa and they can visit China. And this suspension, China makes it very clear, it is a temporary measurement to adopt to deal the current pandemic situation, so that the imported cases would be reduced. So now we'll focus in regards to the recapitulation of the DNA what we have discussed. So this is in regards to the petition filed in the Delhi High Court in regards to the non-payments of salaries from the Delhi government to the various institutions, that is government institutions. And then this is in regards to the district developmental council elections, which are supposed to be taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. So we have looked at how union government or the central government is trying to go ahead with the development activities in Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory by conducting the local body or panchayat elections or the district council elections, which it has taken place in Ladakh, and now it is wanting to go ahead with in Jammu and Kashmir. But various political parties are wanting to take a collective decisions to boycott the elections. So we will look at it, wait and watch how the scenario shapes up, and what our Prime Minister has spoken to the global money managers. And then he says that all sectors are looking up, and then he wanted to invite the global money managers and the foreign investors to invest in India, and then find definitely the returns will be real and reliability. And here the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is definitely talking about peace, but it is also making sure that when India is propagating peace, India will certainly try to protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of India. So again, this is in regards to the internal security. So you focus this in regards to the internal security, GS paper 3 of mains examination. All insults not offence under SC/ST Act. The Supreme Court has come up with a judgment, and this is again very crucial information for polity, for prelims as well as mains perspective. And this is in regards to the India and China bilateral relations we can focus, but China makes it very clear that this temporary suspension of visas of Indian travelers is only temporary and to restrict the imported cases of COVID-19 cases into China. So I hope this session was very important, knowledgeable one, and wherein this session will certainly make you feel or have an edge over others, both for mains 2020 as well as prelims 2021. So I would say a very big thank you and a good luck to you all. And definitely I would say that, and I would reiterate that, do have the consistency in your preparation, do stick to your schedule, and do take care of your physical health and mental health. And then also like the video, share the video, and subscribe. As I'm mentioning once again, subscribe the AKS IAS English Medium YouTube channel, so that from Monday onwards my session, that is AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis, would be taken up in AKS IAS English Medium channel. Right now it is being going ahead, or we are taking up this in Telugu Medium channel. Please do subscribe so that you can get the notification of AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis by me, that is Sandeep Bhushan Tummala, to you all. So do subscribe the English Medium AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel, and then do visit the website of AKS IAS Academy. Do subscribe the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And see you again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for the daily news analysis. And I would say I would also say a thank you to Gaurav Naidu, because giving a real boost to me also, saying that nice analysis. Thank you very much. And I would say a good luck to you all. Good luck to you all. And Swapna says that whether there is a Telugu medium. Telugu medium, as of now I am going ahead with only English medium, Swapna. I hope this will also be useful for you, because you can also develop the kind of various aspects, because I will be focusing the Hindu newspaper, and there is also in regards to Telugu medium also, Telugu newspapers also are being taken up even at the AKS IAS Academy. Analysis is being taken up at AKS IAS Academy. So thank you very much, and then see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for the daily news analysis.